It is undeniable that Cody Rhodes is one of the biggest stars in professional wrestling today. A WWE champion, perennial main eventer, a locker room leader, multiple-time Royal Rumble winner, Cody Rhodes is at the top of WWE and therefore at the top of the professional wrestling world. And the man who sits at the top of the throne today, who also played a critical role in launching AEW before making the jump back to WWE to finish his story. And the reality is that none of what happens to Cody happens without the most consequential chapter of his career, that being his time with Bullet Club. Bullet Club wasn't just a faction that Cody joined for fun, it was a vehicle that transformed him from a former WWE mid-carder to what would be a true main event transcendent superstar. Without Bullet Club, there is no All In. Without Bullet Club, there is no AEW. Without Bullet Club, there is no transformation for Cody Rhodes into the character that he became. And without any of that, there is no triumphant return to WWE. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what exactly Bullet Club meant to Cody Rhodes and why Cody needed Bullet Club to become the star he is today. I'm Omri Q for Wrestle Vibes. Be sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. When Cody Rhodes left WWE in 2016, he was quite literally at a crossroads. He had spent years stuck in the mid-card, either as dashing Cody Rhodes, wearing a mask, and doing goofy stuff like the Stardust character. And while he was very much respected both by fans and in the locker room, he just was never seen as a top player. And that is why his gamble in 2016 meant so much. Cody Rhodes took his ball and went home and bet on himself in the biggest way possible, calling out WWE and saying that he was going to become a star one way or another. And his departure, while being a gamble, was probably one of the biggest things that he had ever done because it led him down the road to return to WWE just a couple of years later. But following his departure, he made a now infamous list of dream opponents and set out on a journey on the independent scene to reinvent himself. He was trying to get away from the Stardust moniker, which he played in WWE. He was trying to get away from being dashing Cody Rhodes and be something that was more real. Not just real to Cody Rhodes, the man, but real to the fans as well. And as we've learned over the last couple of decades in professional wrestling, some of the most over and highest drawing acts in wrestling have been amplified versions of people's real selves. And while he had early success in places like PWG and Ring of Honor, he wasn't yet the version of Cody Rhodes that we know today. He had the talent, he had the name, but he was still figuring out his identity. Enter Bullet Club. By 2016, Bullet Club was the hottest faction in wrestling. Originally founded by future WWE star Finn Balor, then known as Prince Devitt, later led by AJ Styles and then Kenny Omega, it was a group that symbolized everything cool about wrestling. A rebellious energy, a kick-ass logo, and a nature that was revolutionary to professional wrestling. More importantly, it gave international stars a platform to elevate their careers, and Cody was no exception. His inclusion in Bullet Club was significant for two reasons. First, it was the first time he was part of something that had credibility outside of WWE. By joining Bullet Club, Cody was instantly put in conversations with top talent like Omega and the Young Bucks. He wasn't just another ex-WWE guy trying to find his footing. He was now a key player in one of the most influential factions in pro wrestling history. Secondly, Bullet Club gave Cody a character shift. He took on a more arrogant, self-serving persona, the American Nightmare. And this version of Cody was different from anything we had seen before. He wasn't just a good wrestler. He wasn't just a dashing wrestler. He wasn't this magical, mythical being like Stardust. He was a character that people loved to hate. At his heart, he was a nerd, but he was also better than you. And every single person in the building knew that that was true. His Bullet Club run positioned him as a top heel, especially throughout his feud with Kenny Omega. And that was when his biggest moment in Bullet Club came, when he eventually turned on Kenny Omega, challenging his leadership and causing a faction-wide split. This was one of the most talked about storylines in pro wrestling at the time, and culminated with a series of matches between Cody and Omega, including their infamous match at Supercard of Honor 2018. This feud did two things. First, it positioned Cody as a legitimate main eventer. He wasn't just the guy riding Bullet Club's coattails, he was shaping the future. Second, it brought more Western eyes to New Japan Pro Wrestling and ROH, helping fuel a momentum of what would eventually lead to All In. Speaking of All In, this was arguably Cody Rhodes' crowning moment, well, until WrestleMania 40, of course. But in the lead up to All In, when the show was announced, Cody Rhodes was set to face Nick Aldis, the reigning defending NWA World's Champion. And up until that point, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes had played largely, for most of the time after he left WWE, a heel. But this feud was the first time we had seen him really play a true babyface. Gone was Cody reacting in a negative way to the fans. Gone was Cody talking crap about the fans. And enter a Cody who fans genuinely wanted to cheer. After years of proving himself and proving his ability to tell magnificent stories in the ring, it was finally time for Cody Rhodes to take a seat on the throne as one of the top faces in all of pro wrestling. And the story going into All In was very similar to what we had heard going into WrestleMania. It was Cody was looking to finally secure his family's legacy, right the wrongs of the past, and win that 10 pounds of gold NWA World's Championship. And when he did at that first All In show, it was the first glimpse that everyone got into what exactly a main event babyface Cody Rhodes could be. And not only was it a great moment for Cody, it was a great moment for wrestling, as All In proved that independent super shows could have an audience that was an alternative to WWE. And while Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks also played massive roles in making All In happen, Cody was the one who brought the mainstream credibility and attention to the event. He carried the legacy of his father, he had experience in WWE, and he also had the rub of being part of Bullet Club. And after All In success, that laid the groundwork for AEW. Cody Rhodes became one of the founding fathers, and his time in Bullet Club made him a bigger name than he ever was in WWE. And after AEW launched, he was also one of their most recognizable stars. So everything that happened to Cody, the transformation of his character, him proving to the fans that he was more than just a pretty face, he was more than just a mid-card guy, it relied on him being a part of this group. It was the right place at the right time and the right guy. Cody Rhodes' journey to the top of the professional wrestling world wasn't just about hard work or legacy, though. It was about reinvention, and Bullet Club was the vehicle that made that happen. It gave him credibility, it gave him direction, and it set the stage for everything that would come after, whether it be All In, AEW, or ultimately his return to WWE. Without Bullet Club, Cody might still be grinding away on the indies, trying to make people forget about the Stardust legacy, but instead, he sits today at the top of the throne, one of the biggest stars in the world, and a large part of that is because he was a part of Bullet Club. Do you agree? Could Cody Rhodes have gotten to the top without being a part of Bullet Club? Let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to check out this other video about Cody in WWE. And be sure to smash that thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.